Hey everybody, and welcome back to Fishing World Simulator. We are on our part 2 recon of some lake, Boulder Lake. There it is. The really neat thing about this is if you go to a lake and you fish there, this is on the home screen. You can just click that button and it'll send you right back to that lake. I'm going to try doing that right now, and I don't think it allows you to pick where you want to put in at. So I think we're going to go to the exact same place at top. Put in point. It does let you pick. That's actually great. So this is one that we did last time, Bob's Marina, and we came all the way up here to the Stony Bay, and there was a great place. I mean, just hands down, great place to fish up here. So if they put us in at Bob's Marina, we're definitely just all in butt north to here. I'm going to assume that Lily's Bay is probably going to be pretty similar to Stony Bay, that it's going to have the same setup. So I'm really interested to check that out. Let's go over here. The second put in point. Let's just go look. We might go here to this brown part too. I mean, we gotta we gotta update our look, man. The tracksuit. The tracksuit was only good for a bit, and we won a tournament, so we were supposed to get a nice like warrior red slapped across the side of our boat. We didn't get that yet. But like I said, I'm just going to zoom straight up here to this this cove, super duper far inland, or this inlet. Going to go super far into that and just check it out. Going to try to stay away from the deep areas. I don't really know. I mean, this lake might be, like this might be the lake where everybody's like, oh man, if you're going to fish Boulder Lake in New York and you're going for bass, you got to do it deep. You got to go deep. Deep water for those bass, but I'm going to kind of stick to what I know, using that walker lure or the rat trap, and then just stick to shallow and medium. Wow, look how cool that is. You know, I tell you where I'm on vacation at. I'm in a place called Sutter, California, and it has that same geological feature on a river. It comes out of a lake called Lake Folsom. And it has that same geological feature where it almost looks Grand Canyon-esque. See, I knew it. I knew this was going to be very similar to the place up the Stony Bay. That it was going to terminate in this like really densely vegetated area. I knew it. I foresaw it. So let's turn on the trolling motor and let's turn off to the right just a little bit here. And the idea is that we want to cruise past this, lily pad area here. And we'll do the pencil bait right off the bat. I think my guy is strong enough to get it all the way out there. Not really. Let's get that thing brought down to a 2. Get that brought down. Oh, and then what was it last time that changed our map? Oh, first person view. How cool is that? First person view. I haven't seen that yet. Was it tab? What changed our oh man. Oh, not that. Oh, not that. But you go back in the water. It was R. There it is. R does it. Perfect. On. Yeah, this is kind of deep here. Oh no. Messed it up. This takes it so long. Hold in, please. I would prefer something like the golf game, how you hit the ball in that. It'd be nice if they could bring something like that over to a game like this, because the the whole like hold on to it until a certain point, that it's too stressful for a fishing game. Turn off the trolling motor here. We're gonna see if we can pull one of these opportunistic bass out of these lily pads up here and see what we get. You know, I told myself when I got out here on vacation I was gonna go fishing, but the water levels out here are so bad. Like, I kind of feel bad for the fish. I can't, I'm not very good at like volumetric estimates. But when I tell you that Folsom Lake, if you, okay, it's so bad that if you go to the boat ramp at Folsom Lake, you can drive down the boat ramp to what used to be the lake floor. And you can drive for about 3.5 minutes until you hit water. So let that sink in, right? The fact that not only can you go to the boat ramp where the boat ramp used to be, you could drive down the boat ramp to the bed, to the lake bed, and then you can like drive around on that lake bed. And people do it. I mean, like, there are 30 or 40 cars out there at any time just on the lake bed, and they'll drive all the way down to the water's edge, and they make these little camps. And it's cool because like you get your own little, they used to allow you to do that on the beach. I'm not old enough to where that's what it was like when I was a kid, but I've seen pictures of Daytona Beach where they used to allow you to just drive onto the beach with your car, you know, down to wherever you felt comfortable. Down to wherever you felt comfortable, and they would just let you, that was your spot on the beach, you know, where your car was. So it kind of reminds me of that. Like, it brings back those vibes. Oh, here we go. I was just about to say, why are we getting a hit? I was just about to say, why are we getting a hit? We're in the right place. And again, I think it's because the engine, the boat engine, like I've always kind of noticed that, to where I'll ride up on a place and I'll come in like hot. And it takes a little while for things, I guess, to settle back down. Look at that friggin' fish, man. Did you guys see his fin? Did you guys see his fin pop up out of the water? This is gonna be a nice fish. This is gonna be a nice fish. He's fighting. He's fighting hard enough for him to be like, there he is again. Oh, he's in the water, or he's in the, got the net. Oh, that is not a bass. Oh, that is not a bass. What is that? That's a walleye. That's a 10-pound walleye. Look at that. A 10-pound walleye. Man. Man, if I'm not mistaken, walleye are supposed to be like really, really good to eat. I am not mistaken, walleye are supposed to be like delicious. 10 pounds. Ugh. I wouldn't have thought we'd catch it in the lilies though. When I see people catch walleye, like they're usually in the middle of the lake, and they're catching them on lures that go down a little bit more. We're gonna try to go right there in between those two. Try to get right in between. Wait a second till the tip of the boat direction. They really do need to have a steady as she goes on the oop. I mean to throw it that weak. They need to have a steady as she goes on the motor, or at least the like where it faces front, where you can say like, hey, just go straight. It's hard. If you look at the bottom of the screen, the left of where the the power for the cast is, that's where the, I just turned it off, didn't mean to. Put it back. That, those three, like, that's the setup for the motor. Like, it's hard to figure out which way is straight. Because if you're off just by a little bit, your guy will go into a circle. Which is not bad. Like, imagine you have this large patch that you want to work. You could just circle it. That'd be cool, but you're trying to move somewhere. So, oh, 100% on the dot. Look at that. Now this right here, if this doesn't get us a hit, I don't know what does. That's not very, that's not good. For that thing to go right through downtown and not get a hit. That's a little concerning. Go over here to this. Where the stalks are up. See how there's stalks there? More dense area. Maybe hides the bigger fish, you know? And again, it takes this thing a second to, there we go. Oh, poor strike. That's not good. We're gonna lose this one immediately. We're gonna have to be super duper careful. Oh, man, I did not think that was gonna happen. Oh, it's a bass too. I told you. That bigger area with the, I mean, he's only 3 pounds, but there. Go one more time. Let's get one of the big ones. Go one more time. Let's get one of the big ones. Oh, what I was saying is it takes a second for this thing to turn on. You see how it's like red and orange, and then it finally goes up to green. I mean, that takes almost a third of the travel time for it to turn green. Maybe I should turn it up to 3 and pull it quicker. I wonder if that would help. I usually wanted this thing to go pretty slow because I don't have like my guy's not very strong or the pole isn't very good at casting. So let's throw it back out there again and let's turn it up to 3 instead of keeping it on 2. And let's see if that helps. I want to turn it up. There we go. Let's see if turning it up to 3. Oh, there we go. Oh, now back down to red. Oh, there's, I don't know. I don't know if it really matters. Well, we caught one little dinky one with let's try the rat trap. Let's try to go down a little bit. Okay. That one actually went a little farther than the pencil bait, walker bait. I like this one. It just stays like right there. Medium. And, I mean, we might too. We might. I might look up in the game and see if there's a way to use bait for bass. Because if we've been doing as well as we have been doing with these lures, I think if we could use bait, it'd be even better. Okay, let's slow it down a little bit. Maybe that's too fast. Maybe 3 is too fast. Let it sink first. Pull it in with a 2. And if not, then I'm going to turn around. I'm going to let the, we're going to try to do the big thing behind. Oh, perfect. Go. That's way out there, though. The bass, though, looks like it's a little one. Because it's gonna come straight to the boat. If they come straight to the boat like that, I think they're like 3 pounds. Yeah, I would be surprised if he's 3. I'd say more like up 2 pounds. Yeah, 2 pounds. Yeah. Okay, so there are some little bitty baby bass in those areas, and it seems like you can catch them with the walker or the rat trap. But let's see if we can't get a little little bigger. Something a little bigger. And by a little bigger, I mean 17 pounds. That'd be where we want to be. Come on. Oh, unsuccessful. Come on. And killing me, Smalls. Killing me. That is the bad thing about having this trolling motor on, is that I feel that sometimes, oh, I feel that sometimes the movement of the boat, it brings in your slack. Oh, that's okay. It brings in your slack, right? So if something like that does happen and you're trying to set the hook, can't, because you're moving in the direction of the line. So he's reeling it in, and as you're reeling it in, you're also moving in the direction of the line. So as soon as you stop reeling it, then slack builds up. So when you jerk it, like when you pull it to set it, all of a sudden it's like, well, there's a ton of slack there, and you didn't really set anything. Another little bass here. Found. Oh, no, no, it's another walleye. Now, see this, look at this walleye, right? The other one was 10 pounds. This one was a pound walleye. You know, you see what I'm saying? That's why I was so ecstatic about that 10-pound walleye. I think, like I said, I think walleyes are really good to eat. If I'm not mistaken. I watch a guy named Joe, forgot his name. Joe Robinette. He's a guy up in Canada who does that bushcrafting, like he does survival. I mean, like sometimes he'll take a tent with him, but sometimes he does not, and he just, you know, makes a tent out of trees and stuff that he can find. And he was on a kayaking, like a 5-day kayaking trip, and he was cooking all the fish that he had caught. Like that was how he was gonna. He didn't bring any food with him, or he brought like a little bit of food. I think he kept saying that like he liked eating walleye, like walleye, because I think the lake that he was fishing on, like walleye and pike, were the two dominant species. And he kept getting a pike, and he was like, "Don't want pike, want walleye for dinner." See what we got here. And that's far out there. That's super duper far out there. In real life, we'd have lost this fish. It would have snapped our line. I think this is going to be a fish we're proud of, though. I think this one's going to be a fish we're proud of. It's another walleye. Yeah, you can tell by the. It's got that crazy like shark dorsal fin thing going. He's a big one too. He's gonna be another. I'd say he's gonna be about 8 pounds. And if it keeps fighting, if it keeps getting away from us, oh yeah, 8 pounds. 8 pounds. Maybe 9. Ah, 9 pounds 9 ounces. How cool is that? How cool is that? Okay, Well, we're trying to find bass. Man, getting a little scared here. We've been hitting a lot of walleye. And they've been pretty good sized walleye too. Like they've been like primo. That the bass that we pulled out of this area have been like what, 2 pounds, 1 pound? And it's not been like dominant. Getting a little concerned that this might not be the best place to be. I mean, where else you look for bass, right? Besides like a dock or something. Or I guess we could go look for downed limbs, downed trees. That might be a place where we them. Let's try that one more time. We'll try this one more time. And then we'll cruise on out of here because I don't feel the love in this place. I don't feel the jive talking. It just could be one of those things where perfect. Where bass and walleye have like an overlapping habitat. It's just part of the game that you got to put up with catching walleye if you're going out for bass here in Lake Boulder, New York. Can't really tell what that is. Walleye. Okay. Let's change back to the pencil bait. Let's change back to the walker bait. I feel like every time we've gone deep with the rat bait, or the rat lure, I feel like anytime we've gone deep with that thing, we're coming up with walleye. So let's go back to pencil bait. Or pencil. This one's a fighter. This guy's gonna be another 9 or 10 pounder. I was about to say 11, but he gave up fighting. Probably 10. He's a little bit bigger than the last one. 11! Woo! I should have stuck with my guns. I should have been like 8 to 11. Man, that's good. That's a trophy catch too. That's a trophy catch. All right, but let's switch back to. I tell you, I do this thing where every now and then I'll give up caffeine. Like I'll just stone cold give it up, and then it takes about 3 or 4 days, and I'll be at work and I'll get cold. Like they'll have the air conditioner just roaring in that building, or I'll get a little like tired, so I'll go get a coffee. Oh, come on! That was crap, man. Crap. So I'll end up getting a coffee, and then I'm back into caffeine. But when I've been on vacation, the place I'm staying at, like we're just not doing caffeine at all. We all kind of pitched in. We bought these really nice water bottles, and we've been hiking and trying to get out of the house, and just try not to do caffeine. And for the last, like after the 2 or 3 days of headaches, when I would wake up, I'd have this like really, like, or strike. God bless. Long story short, it's taken me about 10 days. And I feel pretty good. But I still get super tired. Like in the middle of the day, like I'll just crash and I'll have to have a nap. But my head, it hurt for about 10 days. It's not that I couldn't think well, but I definitely felt like a fog. I definitely felt like I couldn't concentrate entirely on what I was doing. So I guess what I'm saying to you is if you're a caffeine person, the younger you can kick caffeine, like the younger you can just get rid of it, the better you're gonna, better everything, better health, better your energy, your teeth will thank you because it's not gonna be a sugary drink. Another walleye, and that one was a pencil bait. That was the walker. That was the way I thought I could get away from those things is by going to the surface. But it looks like they're surface in mid range. Ugh, yeah, it looks like they're in the same area the bass are. I think I'm really, really gonna have to do my homework. I'm gonna have to figure out Lake Boulder, New York, where people fish for bass there. I'm beginning to think maybe they're deep water because I don't know. That's just, well, we caught that gigantic catfish here the last video. So if it's not catfish, it's walleye. You know what I mean? To figure it out, and which is weird too because bass they eat other fish. When I was a kid, my sister knew a guy who stocked a pond with bass. Um, his dad, I guess, just put a pond in their backyard or something, and he stocked it with bass just so he could go bass fishing there, you know, just for fun. And she brought some of the babies home, some of the baby bass home, and put them into an aquarium. You know, she had them in her room, and I had mine in my room. I think I had like neon fish, the fish that had that like blue or purple stripe down the side. And I put my fish in with her fish, I think to clean it, to clean my tank, or something had happened. Maybe I got jealous, and because she had fish, I wanted fish, so I bought fish. But you know, you have to wait and let the water sit for like a day before you're supposed to put your fish in because it gets less of chlorine get out of it. You know, they don't like chlorine. Anyway, long story short, those baby bass ate my fish. Like ate them. Like we walked into the room and half of my fish was sticking out of the mouth of the bass. So for these walleye to be here, like it's weird to me because I always assumed that the bass would be the more dominant species. And we ever go walleye fishing, we know exactly where to go, don't we? Because I think what we got here is another walleye. Do not think it's a bass. You know, if the reels nowadays, like if you go to a sports center and the reels nowadays, if they have it set where they will tire the fish out for you, like when you reel it in and then the fish is like pulling, so you let you let it go, you let it run, but they have it where it's like super it has a lot of drag on the line, so if the thing wants to run it can, but it's going to be pulling like the devil to get away from you. That would be so cool because back in my day when you would let the fish run, you would just push the button and it was like a free for all. Like that thing would just take off running again, and then you'd have to like fight to bring it all the way back to the boat. You know, I kind of feel like this thing does that. That this rod and reel. Oh, what a beautiful animal! I don't even know what that is. That is a pike. Ah, okay. Pike. Look at the pike, man. That's a completely different. You know, fish and dogs are similar in that they have different breeds that look very different from each other. But that's cool, man. Northern pike, 13 pounds. Okay, well, I think on that note, I'm going to go ahead and give this a break. How long is this video? Let me just go ahead and alt tab out of it. About 30 minutes. I mean, that's about where I want to be. You know what? Let's go cruising. Let's go cruising. Maybe that's my problem. I was going to say, like, man, I can't do this. I can't keep catching everything but bass. I think up here, walleye is like walleye heaven up here. Is that a log over there? That is a log. Does it reach into the water? Not the way you want it to. All right. We came up this side. Let's go down the other side. Let's go down the other side. What we're going to do is we're going to look for a steep drop off. Look for a steep drop off, and then we're going to throw that deep diver down. Like over here. That's pretty friggin'. Yeah, look at that. I gotta know what's down there, you know what I mean? Don't you gotta know what's down there? I gotta know. I gotta know what's 131 feet below my feet. Ten feet, 11 feet, 13, 14. Down to 20, probably start coming up. Oh, it just hangs out around 20 feet for a second and then back up. Okay. That one more time. I mean, there's no reason to stay at 131 feet if we're trying to. Now, this thing doesn't sink, which I think is funny because the other one does. The one that's not the deep diver, like if you throw it in, it'll start to sink. This one, the deep diver, doesn't sink. It'll dive when you pull it in, which I think is great. But it's just funny how the other one is like, I'm going to go ahead and just dive on down to the bottom, even though I'm the medium depth or the shallow depth lure. Yeah. For now, we're going to turn around. Okay. Go up behind the boat. And now we're going to let the boat. Now we're going to let the boat pull it down. See that? We're not reeling it in, so we're not losing any. It's not really diving that much. I thought it would dive a lot faster. Lower the rod down. 9 feet. 9.1, 9.5, 10 feet. 11 feet. There we go. That's why I was get it all the way to the bottom. Well, we have 187. We only have 32 yard, and that stinks. It stinks that they give us the yardage away from, or the distance away from us in yards, but they give us the depth in feet. You know, like then we can figure out, well, how far down could it possibly go, given the amount of line that we've thrown it out. But not so. All right, let's go ahead and reel it in. There we go. Look at that. 24 feet now, 26 feet, 27, 30 feet deep. And 30 feet. I mean, that's pretty hard. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, what are we doing? Are we hitting something? Look how shallow we, look at the shallow, how shallow we are now. 7 feet deep. 3 feet deep. I think we hit the, no, we almost did. We almost did. All right, deploy. That way. That's kind of what I wanted, you know. I kind of wanted it to be a very quick drop off. The buddy of mine who does fishing for like not a living, but he does it pretty religiously. That's what he said. He said you want to find a steep drop off. The bass will love steep drop offs because they like to come up to the shallow water to feed, and then if anything scares them or spooks them, they can just book it down to super duper deep water. Look, there's a fish down there too, pretty far down. That's probably halfway down, 185 feet. So what is that, 90 feet? I think the deepest we got was 30 feet, so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. You know, we tried this. I'm gonna reel this in one last time, and we're gonna keep moving. And I know it stinks too because if you come to an area like this, you really do need to stop and let everything die down before you like seriously try to fish it. But I didn't. I don't know. I don't see a lot here to begin with. So and oh, I say that, and then a gigantic fish comes up. Uh, but like I said too, is if that was 90 feet down and the deepest we got was 30 feet, then that doesn't make sense. Oh, look at that! There's uh, a pillar below us. Let's go over here and see if we can't find like a smaller area that maybe isn't walleye infested. Not that small. I think it's just gonna boil down to me having to do a little bit of research here on this lake. And that would be something cool that you could do in the game too, right? Like instead of having it where the player has to go out of the game to the real world to do their research, you know, like have a little like not a bar, you know, but have something where the player can go there, be like, hey, I'm fishing for bass. The guy will be like, I fished Lake Boulder for 23 years. If you're looking for bass, stay away from the lilies you normally would look. They're walleye infested. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Look at this place. Look at this place right across the way. Right across the way. We got a little tree over there. Got some cattails sticking out. I have to get a little closer. I have to get a little closer, but this place looks kind of promising, doesn't it? Place looks pretty promising. Great. Now let's run. Take us straight on in. Creep up on them. Oh, fish just jumped right there in front of us. A good sign. Let's see if that's where we want to be. Oh, no, no, no. Forgot I had to hold it down. Okay, not bad. Not bad. See if we can't pull something out of there. Type of big old fish that was right there on the bank. Come eat me. Please eat me. Distressed fish. Distressed. There's a big fish on the radar right there. Fish finder. And that fish finder, like I said, I don't know if that's like underneath the boat or if it's out in front of the boat, like a forward seeing. Because it doesn't make any sense if it's under the boat, you know, because you don't fish under the boat, you fish out to the boat. So it make more sense if it was like a forward looking one where it looked out in front of the boat. So you'd be like, okay, great. So right in front of me. Oh no. Oh, that was not the worst. That's not the worst that could happen. The worst is when it takes forever for it to like land back in the water. Okay. One more time up against that. Just because we've seen so many big fish on the radar, we'll throw it one more time. And then we're going to try to go up a little bit closer and then try to go toward that tree. Maybe work the other bank. Maybe do the deep diver one. Even though it would be scraping the bottom, but you know, maybe they feel more comfortable on the... Ooh! Did you see that thing jump completely out of the water for that thing? That told me like, oh, that was a poor strike. Like, how are you supposed to... Like, what? That was crazy. He fights a lot. It doesn't feel like he's very big. It's a bass, though. It's a bass. We're finally back in bass territory, but yeah, 2 pounds, 1 pound. Like, folks, I don't think we've got a lot of... I think we've got a lot of big bass on this trip. We'll do 1 or 2 with the diving L trap. Thanks, what that is. And drop it down. Okay, well, let's go right down. Drag it. Let's drag it in front. You know, maybe that'll be what we do next. Is we drag it parallel to all those reeds, not perpendicular where you're hitting like one area of the reed and you're pulling it to the boat. But maybe we put the boat at the end of the line and we throw it down parallel so that that lure is going down the entire length of of the the area. You know what I mean? Like if there's anybody. Let me try to show you what I'm talking about here. I think you know, but just for me. Right. So let's imagine that we have it in our head that there's a bunch of really big bass in this cattails or reeds, whatever you want to call it. So what I've been doing is throwing it and hitting one area and then pulling it. Maybe I'll use look at the top of my guy's head. I can hit one area and then I pull it out into the water. Maybe if I come over here and put the boat kind of like this, and then I cast that way. So now what's going to happen is that every single fish along this reed, this bank, every single fish is going to see this swimming past. So maybe that's a better way to do these. Maybe it's a better way to do this area than what I was doing. So now you're like, look, there's a fish. Like everybody sees it go past, and then we'll do it 2 or 3 or 4 times. Maybe they'll just get so angry about seeing such weak fish, little feeder fish, going by like that would be a really easy meal. Maybe they'll just like flash out there real quick and eat it. We'll switch it up too. Like we'll do 2 or 3 of this medium diver guy, and then we'll do 2 or 3 surface the walker bait. Almost like nobody's home. Like nobody's home. Maybe I got the boat too close. Maybe that's a little bit too. If anybody plays this game, or if anybody's like a real fisherman, please chime in on the comments. I definitely help. No, like Hunter, I pretty much got that game down. Like I know what's happening. Stardew Valley, I mean, I just now figured out that you can refine quartz. What a dummy, right? But I feel like a lot of the games I have like a really good understanding about the mechanics, but this one still gets me. Like I thought I had the perfect bass spot, but it turned out to be all walleye. Do one or two more casts here, and I think I gotta call it. I don't want to waste your time, you know. I want it to be an action packed. Action packed fishing adventure. I don't think we got it. I don't think we got the magic touch today. And that's why we don't do these tournaments anymore just off the cuff. That's why we that's why we think, "Oh, look at that gigantic fish." It always happens where I'm like, "Okay, that's it. Last one." And then a big freaking fish shows up on our radar. This is it. This is our last cast. One way or the other. Big fish or no. This is it. There he is. He's on the radar. Will he strike? Will he strike? Will he strike? He will not. Okay, I gotta go back to the drawing boards. I gotta figure this out. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really work that other bank. I didn't really work that fallen tree over there. It's kind of nice though that if you want to go bass fishing, you don't have to go to like exotic locations and you don't have to go deep in the water. Like you could bass fish from the bank, which I think is cool. All right, last cast. Here we go. I get a good one. I know there's fish here. I know there's fish here. That the crazy person standing in Walmart. All right. That's the way the cookie crumbles, folks. I'll go back to the drawing board. I'll Google this lake and I'll figure it out. Sorry it wasn't so action-packed, but hey, if you're looking for walleye, I definitely nailed your perfect walleye spot, and we had some great fish today. We got our first pike, so not a bad video at all. Just didn't get what we were looking for, but that's life. Okay, folks, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.